Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to our morning mobility class. Today we are doing 30 minutes of some dynamic movements focused on mobility. So we're going to loosen up our bodies and just feel good to start the day. So join me in the seated position. If you have a mat, feel free to roll it out and join me there. Otherwise, just join me on the ground in a carpeted area, or you can lay down a blanket, whatever feels good for you. So you're going to sit down in a comfortable position. That might look different than mine. I'm comfortable cross-legged. You could sit with one foot in front of the other. You could even kneel if that feels good, whatever you'd like this morning. And sit up nice and tall. Let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. And just turn your head to the right and to the left. Looking over each shoulder, moving slowly and taking a little pause as you near the end of your range of motion. And your body will tell you back, oh, that's enough for me. That's the place where you stop. Anytime we're doing these kinds of motions, you don't want to feel any pain, but it is natural to feel discomfort, and there's a difference there. So if you hit the point of pain, know that you have gone a little too far. A couple more times in each direction. And then let's change it to an up and down. Take the nose up and bring the chin to the chest. Back up, chin to chest. Take note not to move any other parts of the body. So we're focusing just on the head and neck. One more time. Awesome. And drop the ear to the shoulder. Chin to chest, roll to the other side. And do that a few more times with just a halfway neck circle. And back to center. Let's take some shoulder circles. Forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back. Last one. And then switch directions. Awesome. Bring the hands behind the head, elbows wide. Pull the elbows backwards and then bring them together. Backwards, together. Backwards, together. As you bring the elbows back, engage the muscles of the upper back and shoulders. Last 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Come onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Press your shins and the tops of your feet onto the mat. Find a neutral spine, so a flat back. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. Drop your belly and look up with the chin. Then chin to chest, round your spine, push away from the ground. Back down with the belly and round. Alternate between arching the back and rounding the back. Finding this huge range of motion here. The whole spine is involved. Take your time, we're in no rush. Good, walk your hands forward, coming into puppy pose. Let the heart melt down towards the mat. Hips are lifted still. And from our puppy pose, we're going to take the right hand and bring it underneath the left to a 45-degree angle, palm face up. Then come back to center, hit that puppy pose again. Then lift your chest slightly, take your left hand, bring it to the right, 45 degrees, stretching out that shoulder and upper back. Back to center, puppy pose, drop the chest, lift up a little bit, slide your right hand over to the left. Back to center. Left hand over to the right. Keep that moving. Center and then crossing one arm over. One more time on each arm. Beautiful. Walk your hands back in. Find your flat back again. We're going to do what's called a scapular push-up. So watch my shoulder blades. My arms are going to stay completely straight. And I'm just going to drop my chest down and then press the floor away, kind of like our cat-cow. But this time my spine is not involved. It's just my shoulders. So I'm dipping my body down and then I'm keeping my arms straight and pressing the floor away. Without the ground, it looks like this. I'm pulling my shoulders back and then I'm separating, pulling them together, creating space. You can even try that here if it's a little confusing. Can you do this motion? Called scapular retraction and scapular protraction. It's a little confusing, but try it. Keep your arms straight. Drop it down, press away. Drop it down, press away. Let's do 3 more. And release. Awesome. All right. We're coming into, we have one more kneeling. I forgot. How dare I forget? You can shake your wrists out a little bit if they're starting to get tired. This is our last couple here on our wrists, or you could also make a fist if that feels better. I'm going to take our knee and make a big circle with it. Opening up and then coming back to the center. We'll try it. Take your left leg. Bring the knee towards the elbow, up, around, and then back down. Make a huge, big circle. One more this way, and then go the other way. Back, up, around, and down. Try to keep the rest of your spine stable. We're not really moving anything else, just this leg. Then switch to the right leg. Forward, up, back, down. Opening up that hip. Maybe you're feeling it in the glute a bit. That's normal. Then go ahead and reverse your circle. Awesome. Walk your hands forward, tuck your toes, come into a downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Then take your left foot, Place it between your hands and drop your back knee down. Bring this over here. We're going to do a rainbow with the arm. So the right arm's going to stay down. Hips are coming down towards the ground. And you're going to reach your left arm all the way around and all the way back. Let's do that a couple more times. Reach forward, up and around, and then back. Making a big, huge rainbow. Last one. Good. Bring one hand on either side. See if you can start to engage the muscles of this left thigh by pushing your left foot into the ground and not relying quite as much on your hands. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee and tap back down. Lift and tap. 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep your spine long. 3, 2, 1. Drop your knee. If your bottom knee here is feeling any kind of tension or doesn't like this position, feel free to double up your mat and you can pad your back knee even more for the next one. We're still in our low lunge. You're going to bend the knee, pull the heel to the butt, and then release. Bend, squeeze, use your hamstring, and release. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend that knee, reach back, and grab the foot. Couple more seconds here in this nice quad stretch with the hip flexor stretch. For those of us, which is likely you and myself, who sit at a desk all day for 8 hours, we've got our leg in this position for most of the day. So what we need to do is stretch that whole entire front side of the leg, the hip flexor, open it up and do the opposite of what it does all day. Release and slide your left leg back. Maybe shake your hips from side to side a couple times, and we're going to do the same thing all on the other side. So bring your right foot forward. And that hip flexor stretch to start out. And then we're going to take that rainbow. So your left arm stays down. Right arm reaches forward, up and around towards the back foot. Back, forward, and forward, up and around, and back. Let's do 3 more. 2, and 1. Awesome. All right. Frame your foot with your hands. Maybe come onto your fingertips if you like. Long spine here. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and drop. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the back knee. If you need to pad the back knee with your mat or a blanket or a pillow, feel free to do so now. Otherwise, we're going to bend and release. 7, 6, 5. Really squeeze that heel to the butt. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your left hand down and reach your right hand back for the foot. this stretch is too deep and you cannot reach your foot, you can, one, use a stretching strap and loop it around your foot to hold on to, or two, bring yourself upright a bit more, and that'll make it a little bit easier to grab your foot. Not easy, but a little bit more accessible. And slowly release. Slide your right foot back. Beautiful job. All right. Sit back on the heels. Take your hands and fold them together. Take some wrist circles. Glorious. All right, we're going to use those hands once more, this time from an inchworm. So you're going to walk your hands toward your feet, stand up, reach your arms all the way up over your head, and then place your hands back on the ground. Walk out to a plank and take your left foot outside your left hand. Good. Open your left arm up. Bring your hand back down. Slide the left foot back and walk back into your forward fold. Reach your arms up and down. Walk the hands back out. We're going to do the same thing this time. Right foot to the right hand. Open your right arm up. Bring it back down. Step your right foot back. Walk your hands towards your feet and reach up. You can use your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Walk it up. Left foot to left hand. Left arm up. Left hand down. Foot back. Walk it in. Reach the arms up. And we'll do one more on this side, right side. Right arm up. Right hand down. Walk the foot back and the hands to follow. Good. From here, turn your toes out wide. Sink your hips down. Bring your hands to your chest. If your body does not like this pose, or maybe you're stuck up here on your toes and your heels won't come down, what you can do is grab a pillow, grab a yoga block, whatever you have, and place it underneath of your hips to bring the floor to you so that you have something to rest on and you can get your heels down. Use your hands to press your elbows into the knees. Then take your left hand to the ground with your arm still on the inside of your leg. Reach your right arm up and back. Come back to center with the hands. Right hand down, left arm up and back. Back to center. Same thing. Open it up. Back to center. Open it up. Back to center. Let's do a few more on each side. Last one. Good. Take your hands to the floor. Peel your hips up to the sky. Turn your toes back, facing forward or slightly outward, but not quite as out as they were before. Then start to bend your knees and come back. Bend your knees and lift the hips up. You can keep your hands on the ground if that feels better for you. We're just coming into a squat and a forward fold. Couple more times. Awesome. Make your way up to a standing position. Take your hands behind your head, or you can cross them like this. We're going to do good mornings. So you're going to bend your knees and imagine that there's a wall behind you that you need to tap with your hips. You're keeping your torso long from head to hips, stays in a straight line. As you reach your hips back to tap that wall and come back up. You can actually put yourself about a foot away from a wall if that helps you, and reach your hips back, tap the wall, stand up. We're feeling this in our hamstrings and our glutes and our low back. Here we go. Bring it down parallel to the mat with the chest, and then come on back up. Let's do 9 more to make 10 total. Keep your backside engaged, the whole entire backside. We got the glutes, we got the hamstrings, we got the low back, we got the upper back, keeping our long spine rather than letting our shoulders round. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Okay, bring your left heel to your glutes for a quad stretch standing. We're going to come in and out of this quad stretch by coming into a yoga dancer pose. Reach your arm and leg out, and then coming back to center. Coming out, push your foot and your hand together, and then come back in. Let's do 3 more. 2, and 1. Switch to the other side. Get your balance. And then extend. And back together. Maybe you fell off. That's okay. We are all human. Nobody's going to get them all right. 3 more. 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring your feet wide. We're going to come into a nice, relaxing forward fold. Bring your elbows or hands to your elbows. Let your head hang heavy. Take your weight and shift it over to your right and then over to your left a few times. Then bring your hands down to the mat, step back into a plank and lower onto your belly. Bring it with me so you can see. Hug your elbows in towards your body. Bring your hands to your rib cage. Keep your hips and your legs flat on the mat and bring your torso up. And bring it back down. See if you can engage the muscles in the back as you lift up and come back down. Not relying so much on the hands as we are the upper back, the lower back to lift us up. Awesome. Then press yourself back into a child's pose. Let your forehead rest on the mat. Hips are heavy on the heels. We're going to shift from child's pose into an upward facing dog. So start to roll your way up like you're catching a wave in the ocean. And then let your hips come down to the mat as your shoulders are away from the ears. And pull the hips back. Sit back onto those heels, child's pose. Let the shoulders open up and roll your way up. Let the hips drop, shoulders away from the ears, press into the mat. Nice, let's do 3 more like that. Coming back, rolling forward. 2 more. Last one. Awesome. Roll over onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Take your hands on your knees and just draw some circles to massage your lower back. And then go the other way. Take your arms out like a T. Imagine that my right arm here is straight. I just have a door in the way. Engage your core muscles and drop your legs to the left. Pull back to center. Drop your legs to the right. Pull back to center. Let's do 2 more on each side. Left. Keep your shoulders down. Right. Last time. Left. And right. All right. Grab your hamstring. Rock and roll a few times the length of your spine until you come to a seat. And you all are good to go. Thank you very much for joining me for this morning mobility class. Hope your body is feeling good, ready to start the day, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.